I'm going to make a really quick video here, and I apologize in advance for the poor quality. I swear that I made an assembly video of this Fimco sprayer, but making 4K videos, making a whole bunch of them, I run out of space. I forget which ones I download and which ones I deleted off my phone, and I checked my iCloud and everywhere, and I can't find it. But I'm like 90% sure I made a video of this bad boy before putting it together. So apologies again that this is just, thrown on top of my mower, which is shoved next to my lawnmower behind the cultivator. But anyhow, I wanted to give a review of the assembly, even if it's not the review that I had made at one point. But anyhow, it takes all of maybe 20 minutes. It comes in a big box. In fact, now that I'm talking, I can just hear myself doing the review that I made, showing the box and everything. But it's gone forever. Comes in a big box. I got this from Tractor Supply. Here's the story that you would have heard a little bit longer ago. I was gonna get Workhorse 45 gallon from Lowe's. Was like $500 early in the year, and then it shot up to $700 because of inflation in 2022 and all that stuff. We won't get into politics, but anyhow, that's where we're at. And so then I started searching around for that kind of money. I could actually get this 65 gallon UTV sprayer from Fimco, specifically designed for UTVs, bigger. Not that I need 65 gallons, 40 is really all you need to spray anything for an acre. But it comes with a boom, a 7-foot boom. I'm doing some of this by memory. This is a pretty easy assembly. You put these plates on the top here. These slide in pieces, slide in, which you'll see better in a future video. And then you have to connect each of these nozzles. Not the nozzles itself, but just the bracket. Man, now that I'm talking, I know I made this video, so this is driving me nuts that I've got to redo this. But you have these little slide-on brackets. It's not coming in great, but just real easy. Hand tools, like I'm talking a screwdriver, and I don't even think I used a socket set for this. So real easy assembly in a big box. It's not too heavy. I can easily move this. Comes with some nice handles. Spray gun and everything that I'll show you in a later video. Yeah, sorry for the poor quality on this one, but I only have spent so much time talking about something that I already did. Oh, the other piece you have to assemble is these little U-bolts. Let's see if I can show you. Yep, this bracket's onto here, and then you connect that hose to the boom, which you'll see fully installed in a later video. But what they do tell you in the instructions is to take that off, and you'll see why. Transporting it with the boom on doesn't work, but it takes all of 30 seconds. You just loosen up these handles, slide it out, transport it separately, and you're good to go. So we got test day for the sprayer. I've got, I don't know, less than 10 gallons in there, and it's sitting on an incline, so not perfect. And checking things out here. One kind of real stupid thing that I don't like, and I've got to figure out, is this bypass valve here. It comes closed, and so I couldn't get it to work for a while until I finally found that. Not really good instructions. Once it gets going though, it doesn't leak there. So I don't know if it just needs to be tightened or what, probably, but this isn't like a super easy to do thing, so I'll figure that out. I've got it hooked up to a standalone battery here just to test it. This is the pressure adjust here. This is the boom. This is the boom on. You turn that off. Get your little fire up. The pressure go, and it's going to hit a little over 60 and automatically shut off. You don't have to do anything with the gun. It's just kind of always on, and as you use it. So fire, right? All the way the pump goes back on, and try to keep that pressure going. pressure bulbs back up. You can adjust the spray pattern. I can't do this one-handed, but the tip there, the knob, correct, but pretty good. It's a little windy here. Let's say 7 or 8 feet. Pretty easy for spraying trees if you want to do some hand-wand stuff. Now the boom, open it up. Full pressure. I haven't really gotten all the air out yet. Pretty good pattern, right? That's definitely going to get some roundup on the ground. I think a 7-foot spread there. You can adjust the pressure here. So we're going to a little less. Open that up. And you can see a subsequent drip there. Close it back up. More pressure. Really open it up all the way to get just a drizzle. So this is calibrating stuff right through there for the boom. Pressure goes back up. Shut off. Back to your gun. I'm excited. It's just water, but it's cool, right? So we're gonna fill this bad boy up today. Got some super concentrate of Roundup. It's like $100, by the way, at Tractor Supply. Similar place at Lowe's, so not cheap. So we're gonna do 20 gallons per our acre, which is roughly what I see most people recommend. And you can see here maybe a little over 10. Gonna dump, it says 2.5 ounces per gallon, so we're gonna do 50 ounces of this stuff, and then add the other 10. This is pretty cool. This lid comes with a measuring cup, right? And you dip it back in, and we'll top it off. Because I don't have water where I'm spraying, this is gonna be pretty heavy, right? 20 gallons plus the weight. So my whole goal is going to be to slide this onto my UTV. Might end up horrible, so we'll see. So the moment you've been waiting for, right? Well, if you're watching this all together, you weren't waiting at all, but it took me a couple days to get here. You can see it's what did I mow? Friday, it's Sunday, Easter Sunday, so happy Easter to everybody. Field is ready to be sprayed. This was not a problem at all, sliding this from my pickup truck into here. So if that's ever something you got to worry about, the weight, 20 gallons or plus. 20 gallons for me was no big deal, sliding it from tailgate to tailgate. This fits in here perfectly. You can do it with the tailgate open or closed. I chose closed just to give me a little extra security. I'm gonna run my extra battery, which has fallen down. I tried to hit some bumps and stuff because I mixed this 2 days ago. I should have mixed it this morning, but didn't, so I screwed up there. And then I've got my controls just right here, but in the future I'll get a nice setup where I can run it to the battery underneath there. But I've got this extra battery. I think it's going to take a ton of power to run this, and worst case if I run out, I'll just hook it up to my UTV battery. So we're gonna get the booms going here. I'm not gonna use the gun for anything today, so that's gonna stay put, and excited. I will give one update at the end to see how this goes. But yeah, let's kill some grass. So, what do you think? I am super happy with how this turned out, I think. I have a couple thoughts, but really we're gonna know in like a week or 10 days how well I did, right? So a couple things. This is probably obvious, and I won't make a mistake again, but before you get your tailgate all closed up, make sure you open your valve. Really hard to get in there. Super easy to just loosen these up, slide it back a little ways, and then do that. But you want that bypass valve open before you close everything up. My battery lasted just fine, spraying about an acre. I want to close these now. I will say the switch situation is kind of like here on my shoulder. That was a little finicky, and there's not a whole lot of length here, but if this was underneath my seat, that might not be a problem at all. It's a 7-foot boom. Again, Captain Obvious here, but things to think about. Some of the spots you made it through with your mower and other stuff without a problem, you're not going to be able to get through. So I found a couple little spots I'm going to need to do a little bit of work on, just to be able to get that through. And then a couple other spots that just kind of is what it is, where I would just lift these up, very easily. I think they do drive through those, right? So no problem there. I hit some small saplings, and this stayed in good shape, no problems. Let's see, metering, wasn't really 100% sure there. There's charts and everything, but Roundup doesn't need to be an exact science. I'm not doing fertilizer or something like that. I mean, obviously the closer you are, the better. So I ran about, this is 20 gallons to cover an acre. I ran it around 20 to 30 PSI. And I was going 5 miles an hour, sometimes 3. Got up to like 6 or 7. I noticed myself kind of wanting to go faster. That's another piece of advice, right? You really want to make sure you're keeping it steady so that you're doing a nice even spray. I definitely went over a couple spots more than a few times. I think the other thing I struggled with was, like when you're mowing, you can see where you've been. You got a 7-foot boom, even with your tire tracks, which were hard to see today because nothing's really wet or dirty or muddy. So I just kind of, I don't want to say winged it, but overlapping again with Roundup is not a bad deal. I avoid spraying in the puddles. Didn't want to do that. I know Roundup is a herbicide, not an insecticide or anything, but still didn't want it in the loose water for the critters to drink. The only other thing I could think to mention, which I didn't do, is you'll see the 3M full face mask there. I didn't necessarily get the PPE for Roundup. I got it because I will be spraying in that orchard over there, which includes insecticides. And honestly, you can say what you want about me, I don't care. This was $150. It's not a cheap mask, right? Because you want to get NIOSH approved. That's the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. Those Amazon cheap ones are not NIOSH approved. Will they work? I don't know. Will they be better than nothing? Probably. But if you're going to do it, get the right mask. I also recommend a full face, especially on windy days. You've heard the commercials for cancer and shit like that for Roundup. Definitely spraying orchards with chemicals and pesticides and stuff like that. You just don't mess around with it. There's no reason. So this is like $150 plus the cartridges. Make sure you get the right cartridges. You can look it up on 3M's website for insecticides. There's other ones than this, but this is a 6001. That's a vapor cartridge. You do not want the dust particle cartridges. Will they be better than nothing? Sure. Okay, but the way filters work, they filter out particulates. And as everybody knows by COVID and other things by now, dust particles are very thick, so you don't need a very thick respirator. These filter out very small microns, the stuff that comes from the vapors and the chemicals that you want to get out. It is 50 and sunny, but this is very loose, not very loose, but very nice breathing. I didn't have a problem with it at all. Felt nice and cool. We'll see on hot days, but generally I'm pretty happy with that, and the little extra protection for $150 I think is well worth it. If you got a smaller head than me, you'll spend even less money, so that's a large mask. I also got a Tyvek suit. These are $7, and obviously if you take care of it, you're just wearing it when you're spraying, it'll last a long time. And nitrile gloves. So for under $200, I should have protection that lasts honestly years, or a couple years, or at least a season when it comes to the Tyvek. So I honestly highly recommend you do that. Everything else about this is super happy right now. That's empty. I'm going to drive up, load it back on the truck. When I take it home, I'll clean it out. They recommend to fill it halfway, spray everything, empty everything, put a little bit of Dawn dish soap in there, circulate, spray it again, and then rinse it, or something like that. And probably the next thing I'm going to do is Roundup anyhow, so I'm not even sure if I'll clean it. Maybe I'll at least not do the soap part, because in next week the plan will be to come back here. We're going to use those S-tines. It's just going to be hard breaking this up. This has been planted before, but it's been a long time, so I want a good hard rip up of the ground, and then a week after that we will spray again, and then we will do the cultivator. Give it another week from there, and the seeds go down. That's all weather pending. Beautiful Easter Sunday. This took me under an hour. Can't recommend this enough. So far so good, but again, sorry to drag this out. The whole the whole thing will be, does it actually work? So that's the north field. Remember from earlier episodes, this is the south field. You can't see the whole thing. There's pockets. Left some of these trees up for cover so the deer come out, they don't feel like they're exposing themselves. I think this is going to be awesome. I think 10 days from now this is all going to be dead, but we will see. See you guys soon.